Hey, I'm Sam.
Hey, I'm Hannah, and we're new to Zen, and we get a ton of questions about how to set up a bearded dragon enclosure, and we need some help.
I think I should call for Casey. Casey?
Great news, guys! So Norbert here is moving into the Zen Habitats office, and with that, we have a great opportunity to show you how to create 3 separate enclosures. We're going to create a solid substrate enclosure, a loose substrate enclosure, and a bioactive enclosure.
Sweet, thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you can see, we've already set up our lighting and heating in this habitat. So now I'm going to introduce Randy, our CEO and founder, so he can show us how to set up a solid substrate.
Solid substrates are great for a number of situations for bearded dragons. One, if you have a baby beardy, maybe an elderly beardy, one that's not feeling well and is sick, or one that needs to be in quarantine, or if you're just looking to keep a sanitary environment. When it comes to solid substrates, there's several different options you can use. You can use paper towels, and that's great for like temporary use. You can use linoleum, but my problem I have with linoleum is it tends to be too slippery and it's bad on the joints. You can use tile, which is actually pretty good on there for fingernails and things like that. It's nice grip, but they tend to go to the bathroom on the seams of the tile, and so it leaves a little bit of a mess and a scent in the house that most people don't like. Or you can use a Zen mat, and this is actually my favorite option. This was developed when we tried all those different options, and my wife kept coming home and saying, "The house stinks, Randy, fix it." And this was our solution. So it's a textured mat that's good for the joints for the animals, but there's also no seams, and there's no place for bacteria to hide. So when you wipe it clean, it stays clean and there's no lingering odor. So now that we have our Zen mat in the enclosure, we next need to focus on the basking spot for the bearded dragon. In this particular case, we're going to use our Zen cave, which includes a nice solid slate stone that sits on top of the hide. This is going to give it an elevated platform to bask, but also allow it to absorb the infrared A and B from the heat lamp, and the stone is going to release infrared C that's going to help them in digestion. As a bonus, because this is a cave, there's actually a nice place for them to hide underneath as well when they want to get out of all that heat. So while bearded dragons love heat, they also like to cool down. So we're going to give it a hide on the opposite side of the enclosure as a cool-off spot. The other thing about bearded dragons is they actually love to climb, so we're going to give them some climbing opportunities using a mag-natural ledge as well as a branch to climb up on. For a little enrichment and visual appeal, you can also add decor items. So this is a fake cactus, they won't get hurt on this, and we're just going to add it to the back of the enclosure. So you can really add just a number of different items to suit your style. So we're going to finish off the build with a food and water dish for your beardy. So for a solid substrate enclosure, this is really all you need. Now, you just need your bearded dragon and put on your doors and you're ready to go. So we're going to hand it over to Em to see how you would set up a loose substrate enclosure.
Hey everybody, I'm Em. I'm the Director of Partnerships here at Zen Habitats, and I'm going to be doing the loose substrate setup. But first we're going to need this bio basin, which we're going to install. We already have a video about that, so if you want to watch that, you can watch that right over here and click up there to watch that, or go down into the description box and find it down there. But let's get this installed and then crack on with the video. For today's substrate, I'm going to be doing about a 50-50 mixture of topsoil, which is organic with no fertilizers, and as well as play sand, which we bought from Lowe's. We have our topsoil and we have our play sand over here. Let's go ahead and mix it. As Randy referenced in his video, the Zen Cave is a fantastic option if you're looking for a hide which also offers a basking opportunity. Let's go put this in on the warm side. When building out our enclosure, we want this to be as much of an enriching experience as possible for our bearded dragon. So let's go ahead and deck it out with a bunch of different accessories. Today I'm going to be using some mag naturals as well as some cork bark. So now we've set up most of our naturalistic setup with our loose substrate. And a loose substrate is really fantastic if you have an egg-laying female, because she's going to want to be able to burrow down and be able to lay her eggs in something that's nice and moist. It's also great and enriching for a bearded dragon that's super active, very healthy, and loves to dig. Now let's go ahead and add our bearded dragon Norbert and see how he likes it. So there we have it. This is a very basic loose substrate setup, and you can take it as far as you want to. And if you really want to take it even further into a bioactive, Casey's going to go ahead and show you how to do that.
Hi, I'm Casey. I'm the animal care manager, and today I'm going to show you how to make a basic bioactive setup for your bearded dragon. If you watched Em's part of the video, you've noticed that she made a really cool loose substrate using organic topsoil and play sand. I'm going to add some stuff to that to make it bioactive. What I'm going to add to my substrate is activated charcoal, and this is going to help support some of my cleanup crew. The next thing I'm going to add is my bioactive booster. This is from Josh's Frogs, and it's basically going to jumpstart our bacteria and fungal growth. Now we're going to add a little bit of water to help distribute the different components of the substrate. Next, I'm going to add in some chunks of cork bark and leaf litter to help support my cleanup crew. Next, we're going to start adding some of our live plants. I really love snake plants and succulents for bearded dragons. The important thing is to make sure that they are safe if they get munched on. So we're using some elephant bush and sansevieria. So just like in Randy and Em's build, we need to have a hide on our warm side and on our cool side. So for our warm side, I'm going to use the Zen Cave. Now let's add some of our big decor items. Now my favorite part, the buggies. So these are our cleanup crew bugs. We are using some powder orange isopods and springtails. Let's see how Norbert likes his new enclosure. That's how we would set up a bioactive enclosure for a bearded dragon. Now, a bioactive enclosure is a great way to provide extra enrichment, or if you want a more advanced setup that includes making a tiny little ecosystem in your home. Now, we just showed you how to set up 3 separate bearded dragon enclosures: solid substrate, a loose substrate, and a bioactive setup. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and let us know in the comments down below what kind of setup you're gonna set up for your bearded dragon.